What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I want to go over my easy solo stamina warden PVE build. A couple of things before we get started. There'll be a link down in the description for a written guide to this video if that's something you're interested in. Also, if you'd like to join my Discord, there'll be a link in the description for that as well. PvP's been a bit slow lately, so I've been doing a lot more PvE. So I decided to make some easy PvE builds. The warden is not the only class I'm going to do. I'm going to try and do a easy PvE build for every class. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you get subscribed to the channel. Next up, I'll probably do maybe Templar or Nightblade or something like that. Without further ado, let's take a look at the build. Some criteria for this build was 1, no trial sets. You can either run 1 crafted set and 1 set that you can buy from a guild trader, or 2 sets that you can buy from a guild trader. I don't want to do 2 crafted sets because jewelry is so expensive to craft. So in this build, we're doing 1 crafted set and 1 set that you can buy from a guild trader. Also, for monster sets, I wanted to do monster sets that were only easily obtainable to everybody, so nothing that's in some sort of crazy DLC veteran dungeon. And then the last thing is no mythics. Obviously, it takes a while to farm the mythic skill line and to get the leads and everything for the mythics. Some stuff takes a group, so you kind of need a build already. So I've decided to go with no mythics on these builds. These are not going to be the highest DPS builds, obviously, in the game, but they have a ton of survivability. You can solo anything in the game with them. And this particular build here is a load of fun to play. Start off by taking a look at the buffed stats. Buffed up on the front bar, we've got 14.2k max magicka. Our max health is 25k. Our maximum stamina is 29.1k. Our weapon damage is 6,376. And then our physical penetration shows 10k on this, but it's actually 18k with the deep fissure. 18k is the absolute cap for PvE. So we'll be hitting every mob in the game for true damage. Our weapon critical is 48%. And then finally, our stamina recovery is 2392. So you'll have plenty of stamina for breaking free or whatever you need. You'll never be out of stamina. And then on the back bar, everything is pretty much the same, except for our physical and spell resistance are 26k. Cap is 32k. We're at 26. So we're going to be super tanky on this build. We've got 25k max health. We've got 26k physical and spell resistance. We've got a load of healing. We've got a load of damage. All around, this is going to be an awesome build for everybody, especially for new players. I am a wood elf on this build. This is my PvP character that I've converted to PvE for this build. Wood elf is a great race, so for PvE or PvP, you can be an orc, you can be a wood elf. A Khajiit is going to be really good on this build as well. The Mundus we're using is the Thief, and the food that we're using is Jewels of Miserul. If you want to spend a little bit more and get a little bit more out of your build, you can use smoked bear haunch here instead of Jewels of Miserul. It's the exact same food. It costs 30k per piece of food though, and it gives you a lot more resources than the Jewels of Miserul does. Let's take a look at the gear. On the front bar weapon, we've got a Plague Break Greatsword sharpened with a weapon damage enchantment. On the back bar, we're running a Plague Break bow. Defending, you can run defending, powered, or infused here. All 3 would be perfectly fine. On the back bar, we're running a frost damage enchantment, and this is because wardens get extra damage to frost, and also the frost damage enchant will proc minor brittle, which increases our critical damage to targets by 10%. For the jewelry, I'm running Plague Break, amulet, and rings. All 3 infused. I have 2 stamina recovery and 1 weapon damage. If you feel like you have too much sustain, go ahead and run 2 of the weapon damage. Plague Break is a nasty set for PvE and for PvP, but especially in PvE, we can hit 1 mob. We can group a ton of mobs together. We can just kill 1 of them and it will explode the entire group. It's so much fun to play. Plague Break is awesome. I don't know why more people don't use it in PvE. It's a great set. You can buy it from guild traders. The second set we're using is a crafted set. We're using Order's Wrath. So on the body, you want 5 Order's Wrath. You want all medium, except for the chest. You want it to be heavy infused. All the rest of the pieces, we're going to go with medium divines. If you have the Andante passive unlocked, you can go with a light belt divines, and then the rest medium, and then the chest would be heavy reinforced. I have all max stamina enchants, and then finally for our monster set, I'm running a 2-piece Selines. I've got medium head and medium shoulders, both divines with max stamina enchants. For the skills, on the front bar, I'm running the Fetcher Infection. There are spammels that do more damage, but this build is mainly focused around AOE damage. So Carve is nasty and also gives you a 6,000 shield. So as long as you're swinging, you're not taking any damage. Lotus Blossom, Deep Fissure, and then Bird of Prey. And then our ultimate on both bars is going to be the Wild Guardian. You can use the other morph if you find that your bear is dying too much, then swap to the Eternal Guardian. On the back bar, we've got Endless Hail, Arctic Blast, Resolving Vigor, Bull Netch, and then Ice Fortress. Like I said before, the ultimate is going to be Wild Guardian on the back bar as well. You have to double bar this, otherwise the bear will die when you bar swap. Make sure you get all of your racial passives. Make sure you get all of your two-handed passives and all of your bow passives. If you're running the 5-1-1 setup with the light belt, you're going to want to make sure you get all of the light armor passives. Make sure you grab all of your medium armor passives and all of your heavy armor passives. Finally, if you do have Undaunted unlocked already, make sure you grab the Undaunted medal. And then from the Alliance War, if you have done some PvP, grab the continuous attack from the assault skill line. Make sure you grab all of your racial passives. And then finally, make sure you get medicinal use from the alchemy tree. For the champion points, green tree does not really matter. I've got Gifted Rider, War Mount, Rationer, and Steed's Blessing. For the blue tree, I'm running Master at Arms, Backstabber, Fighting Aura, and Fighting Finesse. For the red tree, I'm running Relentlessness. When we're stunned, when we're in combat, we'll get major protection, which is huge. I'm running Pain's Refuge, Sustained by Suffering, and then Rejuvenation. If you have too much Sustain, you can drop Rejuvenation for something else if you'd like. I'm going to tell you the rotation, and then I'm going to show you the rotation. We're going to go through it kind of in slow motion. So the rotation is going to be, make sure you have all of your buffs up. Obviously, you want to have your Ice Fortress up. You want to make sure you have your Bull Netch up. And then you want to make sure you have your Lotus up. You're going to do a Endless Hail, light attack. I always grab my Netch as I'm bar swapping. It's not necessary, obviously, since it lasts 20 seconds, but you can bar swap cancel your Netch, so it actually doesn't take any additional time. So I always just grab the Netch to make sure that it's up when I bar swap. After you use the Endless Hail and you grab your Netch, you're going to bar swap and you're going to hit a Deep Fissure, hit your Fetcher Infection, and then we have time for 6 abilities. So we're going to light attack and then we're going to hit our carve 6 times. If you have an ultimate up, you have time for 5 abilities and an ultimate. So you'll do 5 carves and then you'll hit your ultimate. And then you'll go back to the back bar. You'll cast your Endless Hail, grab your Netch, bar swap, Deep Fissure, and then we're going to go back to the Fetcher Infection, carve 6 times, and then basically just rinse and repeat that combination. I wanted to make sure that we have a static rotation on this build so it's as easy for you guys as possible. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down in the comment section. If you enjoy this build, also let me know down in the comment section. If I know that people are enjoying this kind of content, I'll keep making more of it. Also, make sure you get subscribed to the channel if you do want to see more builds. I appreciate everybody watching, and we will see you in the next video.